Salvete, discipuli. In today's continuation of the story Matrona Ephesia, the soldier will descend into the tomb and will quickly figure out what is going on here. Descendit igitur in conditorium. Therefore he descended. Igitur is one of our 13 through 18 vocabulary items, meaning therefore. Descendit, obviously we get the word descended from it. Therefore he descended into the tomb. Remember that the word in, when it is followed by an accusative, means into, okay? It only means in when it's followed by an ablative. Remember that this tomb is constructed in the shape of like a little house, but when you open the door, there is a set of stairs going downwards, basically, into what amounts to a basement of the house. It is in the basement of this house that there is some type of like a slab of like marble or something on which the body of the dead husband is lying, and the woman is mourning and trying to starve herself to death. Visaque pulcherrima muliere, quasi quondam monstro turbatus substitit. Okay, so the sentence begins with an ablative absolute. Okay, so literally, we have the word que here, which is and. Okay, but literally, we saw means having been seen. Okay, having been seen. And pulcherrima muliere, these are also ablatives. So literally, with the very beautiful woman having been seen. Now, you know that you can always convert an ablative absolute into something a little more straightforward. You could say like, after he saw the very beautiful woman. Okay, so remember, the soldier is descending into the tomb. Okay, so it was in the circumstances of having seen the beautiful woman that the rest of the sentence is going to happen. Okay, the word quasi, and we've borrowed into English like quasi, means like or as if. So, and with the very beautiful woman having been seen, like or as if turbatus. Okay, so now this is nominative singular. It's describing the soldier, the condition of the soldier, as he's about to do the main action of the sentence. Okay, disturbed by what? Well, disturbed by quondam monstro, disturbed by some monster. Okay, so the idea is he comes down into this tomb and he sees this woman, and her condition is pretty dire. Her hair is disheveled, and you're about to learn that she's like scratched her face with her fingernails. So at first he's disturbed as if by some monster. Okay, you come down into a tomb, you don't know what you're going to see. What he sees kind of disturbs him, and the action he does, he stopped. Okay, so picture like he's on his way down these stairs, and he comes down far enough that as he stoops down and is able to take in a view of what's inside this tomb, what he sees, he stops. He's like, what's going on? He stops. Okay, so again, ablative absolute to begin, and then a participle here, past participle, disturbed or having been disturbed, with an ablative complement. Okay, quondam monstro, disturbed by some monster. Okay, now here's the main kind of sentence which we're going to close with today. Deinde ut et corpus iacentis conspexit, et lacrimas consideravit, faciemque unguibus sectam vidit, atulit in monumentum caenulam suam. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. Deinde, again, is a vocabulary item for us. Deinde means then. Now, you have learned the word ut, okay, as meaning that, so that, in order that. However, believe it or not, there is another ut, okay, spelled the same, pronounced the same. There is another ut that we translate as, okay, and if you see an ut and there is not a subjunctive following it, okay? Conspexit, this is just a regular perfect tense indicative verb, okay? You would have had this even in book 1, okay? So if you have a regular verb and ut before, you're going to translate it as, okay? So then as, now we see et, followed by another et, okay? This is going to trigger translating this as both something and something else. So we've got et and a verb, et and another verb, consideravit. Now we've also got que, which also means and, followed by another verb. So you're going to see me translate this, that then as he both did this and did that, then he's going to do something else. Okay, so let's see what those things are. Then, as he both caught sight of, conspexit, what did he catch sight of? What he caught sight of was corpus, and then a genitive of the present active participle, the body of the one lying. We have seen this writer do this plenty, by the way. This writer likes to use present active participles to describe people and doesn't even then like have the noun, okay? Just uses the present active participle all on its own. Remember earlier, the woman was the one afflicting herself, afflictantem se, okay? So now the man is just of the one line, okay? So he caught sight of the body of the one line and lacrimas consideravit, considered the tears. And, okay, this could be another action. So basically what's going on here is he comes down, he's initially like shocked and he thinks, was this a monster? And then he realizes, okay, I see a dead body laying in the tomb. I see a woman crying. I know what this is. This is the widow, and for whatever reason, she's doing something that widows aren't supposed to do. She's down in this tomb. She seems to be on her way to starving herself to death. I mean, he can probably tell she's already like starting to succumb a little bit to like the effects of starvation. Okay, and he sees something else. Okay, so look at this. Faciem unguibus sectam vidit. He saw, vidit, okay, so the direct object of vidit is faciem, okay, and it's going to be described by this past participle sectam, okay, so faciem sectam, sectam means cut, okay, so he saw the face cut unguibus, with fingernails. So in other words, she's like in her despair, she's actually kind of like scratched her cheeks a little bit with her fingernails, and he can actually see some cut marks on her face because of this. So this is again another further sign of her despair. So what's he going to do about this, people? Guess what? You're not going to see this coming. Here's what he does. Atulit in monumentum caenulam suam. He brought, atulit, what did he bring? The direct object is going to be caenulam, described as his caenulam, his snack. Okay, so caena means dinner, and the word caenula is what we call a diminutive form, meaning it's like a little dinner. Okay, so he brought his snack in monumentum, into the tomb. Okay, so listen, people. It's not as if he went up. Now, remember, he's going to be here for 12 hours. Remember, I had described in an earlier video. He's going to be here for 12 hours. He obviously wasn't going to, like, not eat. So he brought, like, a little lunchbox with him or something. Okay, so he's got some food that he's going to eat while he's on this shift. It's not as if he's going to get his snack so he can come down and, like, as if he's eating popcorn while he watches this woman. No, that's not what's going on. He already has the idea, I am going to try to talk her out of starving herself to death. Okay, so he's got some food. He has a plan. He's taking compassion on this woman. He's going to try to talk her out of her hunger strike. He's going to try to talk her into eating some food. And that's why he has caenulam suam, his snack.